Welcome to part 7 of my Greek Deities Iceberg Explained series. There's going to be a couple deities you'll recognize, but for the most part, we're in the nobody zone. Pretty much from here on out. It's wild just how many Greek deities are gods of niche things, or there are like 15 gods for just one thing like love. If Thanatos can deliver people to the river Styx every day, then Aphrodite can handle all the world's love. Anyway, Nemesis. The person who made this iceberg must not have played Smite, otherwise Nemesis would be a little higher up. She's the goddess and personification of retribution, specifically for people who commit hubris before the gods. Nemesis is a higher up, being one of Nyx's children born through parthenogenesis, or birth from a mother without a father. But Greek myth also says that she's the daughter of 5 other gods. In the story of Narcissus, she punished him for rejecting Echo by bringing him to a pool where he saw himself in the pool with his reflection. He fell deep in love with himself, and the idiot drowned trying to bang his own reflection. In an even more messed up story, a human named Aura said one of Artemis's virgin attendants couldn't be a virgin because her body was way too bangin' to be the body of a virgin. Aura said that Aura herself was much more pure than any of Artemis's retainers. Artemis, being a standard god, was petty as hell, and went to Nemesis and asked for vengeance. So Nemesis ordered Eros to prick Dionysus with an arrow and make him fall for Aura. The plan was to have Dionysus take Aura's virginity from her since she loved it so much. Dionysus went to Aura and hit her up. Aura rejected him, so Dionysus got her drunk, tied her up, and took advantage of her. Reminder, there is no good god. AGAB. All gods are bastards. If you're 7 layers in and still aren't sure whether gods are good guys or bad guys, hopefully the story gave you that one little last push you needed to, be on the side with me that all the gods suck. Anyway, Nemesis didn't value justice as much as she did value putting mortals in their place. Minoideus. That's a mouthful. Another nobody titan. Probably a nobody because nobody wanted to keep repeating their name. He's most famous for being brash and prideful. He talked mad shit and got smacked down into Tartarus by Zeus in the Titanomachy. Styx. The embodiment of the river Styx itself. She's the daughter of Oceanus and the mother of Echidna. Surprisingly, that's our first mention of Echidna. She's not on the iceberg because she's a monster. She's a half-woman, half-serpent, and her parentage varies greatly on the storyteller. She's known as the mother of monsters, having given birth to Orthrus and Cerberus. Styx's water is gathered by Zeus and used in an oath the gods have to take. It tells them what they swear by, and the punishment for failing to keep their oath. For whoever of the deathless gods that holds the peak of snowy Olympus pours a libation of her water and is forsworn, must lie breathless until a full year is completed, and never come near to taste ambrosia and nectar, but lie spiritless and voiceless on a strewn bed, and a heavy trance overshadows him. But when he has spent a long year in his sickness, another penance more hard follows the first. For 9 years he is cut off from the eternal gods and never joins their councils or their feasts. 9 full years. But in the 10th year he comes again to join the assemblies of the deathless gods who live in the house Olympus. In several myths, the gods will swear by the Styx when making promises. This is like saying, I promise on my mom's life. They only swear like this when they're 100% sure about that promise. She's also a god and a river of one of the many gods who are simultaneously an object, place, and god. Her role in myth is almost always as an obstacle for heroes or a point of no return. Once you reach the river Styx, you're in Hades. Astraeus. God of dusk. He's kind of like Hemera or Nyx, but not as important, and is a titan instead of being a child of Erebus and Nyx. He's the time of day when the sun is setting, but he was married to Eos, the goddess of dawn, and they had a ton of children, being the stars in the night sky. Speaking of Eos, goddess and personification of the dawn, she's portrayed in Greek myth as being incredibly horny. Maybe not a statue of her banging a goat horny like Pan, but still pretty horny. More pussy and bio horny. She boned a lot of dudes and had their kids. Good for her. We don't slut-shame here at Carfunkle. Supposedly, this is supposed to be a curse, Aphrodite cursing her with insatiable lust for mortal men. Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. Being a god, though, she can't just be normal about it. Much like Zeus, she abducted her partners. Nereus. Eldest son of Pontus the sea and Gaia, while Pontus was also Gaia's son. So that makes Nereus' father also his brother dad. Sweet home Alabama. He's in the Odyssey, but is known as the Old Man of the Sea. He's credited with being the father of the Nereids, the sea nymphs, and helped Heracles, who somehow managed to catch Nereus despite being a shapeshifter and having prophetic abilities. Dude could turn into anything he wanted, and he could read the future, and he somehow still got caught by Heracles. Skill issue. Anteros. Yet another god of love. Anteros is the son of Ares and Aphrodite via her infidelity. Anteros and Eros played together as kids, and looks just like him with long hair and butterfly wings. The reason they're together all the time is because Eros has the appearance of a child, giving rise to the idea of Cupid. Anyway, Aphrodite didn't like that he was always a kid, so she whined to Themis, and Themis said to give him a playmate, and Eros would grow in accordance with his capacity to love. So Anteros and Eros are inseparable, and when together, Eros is a full-grown-ass man. Pronounced Selene, or Selene. I think most people would pronounce this Selene, but I'm gonna go with Selene, so make sure to write in the comments how wrong I am. Selene. Personification of the moon and daughter of Hyperion and Taea, sister of Helios. She drives a chariot carrying the moon across the sky, and she was desired by many gods like Zeus and Pan. She's most known for her affair with the mortal Endymion. Selene fell in love with the mortal hunter Endymion. She was obsessed with him and his beauty, so she begged Zeus to give him eternal life and sleep, so he could stay young, beautiful, and hers forever. Selene then visited him nightly to hug and kiss him, and through this union she gave birth to 50 daughters representing the lunar months. Kind of crappy. She probably could have just visited him, and he'd be down to be with her. I mean, how often does a mortal man, reject the opportunity to sleep with a god? Proteus. Another sea god who was also the old man of the sea in the Odyssey. Proteus and Nereus are used interchangeably, with Proteus being the more commonly referenced one. Cedo, or Keto. Primordial sea goddess, she gave birth to the serpents that protect the golden apples in the trials of Heracles. She gave birth to a lot of monsters with Phorcys, or Phorcys. I like Phorcys, the primordial sea god. She also participated in the Gigantomachy, which is like the Titanomachy, but for giants specifically. Nike personifies victory. She is favored greatly by Zeus, as she was one of the first to join Zeus' side in the Titanomachy. Nike mostly plays a supporting role in myth, usually as Zeus' attendant. Pretty much every victory Zeus has had was with Nike at his side, and with a friend like that, you keep them close. Harmonia, goddess of harmony and concord, daughter of Ares and Aphrodite, another one, and most known for the cursed necklace she received on her wedding day. When Thebes became Cadmus' responsibility, Zeus gave him Harmonia, and the gods celebrated their wedding. Cadmus gave her a robe and a necklace that she received from Hephaestus. The necklace, called the Necklace of Harmonia, brought bad luck to all who wore it. Why would she wear it? I have no clue. Anyway, her youngest eventually killed her by setting fire to her home. Bummer. Maybe she should have been a little bit more curious about that cursed necklace. Alright, that's the end of Layer 7. That was a short one. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like and comment some gem emojis, and I'll see you in the next one.